So, hi, Desiree. Thank you for being one of my first participants in the Share Your in Progress journey. So, first, tell us a little bit about how you came to be part of the Debt Free Divas community and how long you've been following and a part of Team Debt Free. The game night?
It was game night, but then we also had another workshop, right? Am I getting my is that the first time I
I
met
thought
you?
it was a game night, but I could be a girl. Don't get me
Okay,
wrong.
can we start over? I'm sorry. Like my brain was
Don't
like,
ask me details. Not my details aren't my strongest superpower. Sounded right to me.
and both of these events started clashing in my brain, and I said, I don't think that was it. Okay, so let me go.
All right, action. Take two.
But that piqued my interest because we were
Okay.
playing cash flow. Okay, now I know what to say. It was like because I couldn't get off their board.
The
I
cash
couldn't get
flow.
off the rat race, and that was
Yeah.
just really disturbing me. Constantly going in circles. Okay.
I mean, cash flow is to me such a uh, like an intense, like real life, you know, fun. But like it make like girl, I'm telling you, every time I play, it's like after I play, I go back and I'm like, okay. Like what am I doing in my life that resembles or I need to adjust and stuff like that. So yeah, that's to me that is a thinking that game puts some on your mind.
I have a couple of financial goals that I'm working towards. One is really interesting. It's been about the credit report
Okay.
and my credit score. That has been the biggest rush for me.
Mm-hmm.
Every month I look to see how far I've progressed. Um, and having a great credit score to me is like liberation.
Mm-hmm.
And it liberates me to even want to set the additional goals that I have. So one goal that I have right now is to lower my car payment.
Okay.
That is a huge, and not only to lower it, but to actually pay the debt off.
Right.
So that is a huge goal for me. The second goal is to actually be a homeowner, but not really in the aspect of a homeowner, but to be a person that owns the property,
Okay.
to actually maximize the fact of having a property where you're providing someone else with housing.
Okay.
And then as a result, those that rent is taking care of my own housing. And that would allow me to continue to save money and then possibly to purchase additional properties. But right now, it's like one step at a time because I am a renter right now. And I have to say that I'm a cheerful renter. I'm not one that's over here grudging, like, when am I ever going to stop paying rent? I'm married to the process of what it takes to get to being a property owner. My family structure, it probably mimics a lot of people in America right now.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually married for 15 years. My ex-husband and I had 4 children together, and I was a stay-home mom for 14 of those years. It was really intimate, and during that time, I had a business, and so my ex-husband at the time had a business as well. And then when we came to that 15-year mark, we found ourselves being in a place of making a decision on what we wanted our family dynamics to be. And so with that, I lived in Mississippi and I knew that I needed to prepare an opportunity for my kids. I was a stay-home mom and I was without a job. So my kids at that time were 4 kids under the age of 14. We moved to Chicago. I have family here,
Mm-hmm.
but when you have family, everybody is kind of into, their own lives because they've developed their own rhythm and flow. But we came to Chicago trying to figure it out. So I'm this single parent
Mm-hmm.
with 4 kids, and my youngest at the time was 2 years old, and I was starting all the way over, all the way over.
Okay.
And I really tell you, I think it was because it was the grace of God that just really kept me as far as keeping my faith and just constantly looking to Him. During this time, I had worked so many different odd jobs. I was delivering food across town. I was working for the Salvation Army. I started off as an insurance agent, making working for 100% commission. I feel like that I've really taken a scenic route with where I am and the dynamics of my family. So right now, we've lived in Chicago. This makes our 8th year of living here.
Okay.
And I now have 2 kids in college.
Okay.
And I have one kid that's a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
And then I have a fourth grader.
Okay.
And so we are really have just kind of walked this journey together and still building together. But it's exciting because to have 2 kids in college and to be a single parent is like phenomenal.
Yes,
It's,
that's
it's
impressive.
really a miracle. I think the hardest thing has been my pride.
Mm.
My background, I have a bachelor's degree in business administration. I'm in college right now in grad school.
Mhm.
And it takes a lot of, I think being able to preserve, I call it dignity,
Uh-huh.
and to really break down and say, I need help.
Okay.
And that's how I ended up meeting Tony. I was transparent enough to say, I'm not going to walk around here thinking, well, I have a college degree. I have the answers. Why shouldn't I already know how to manage and budget and forecast? These are all the things that we're taught in college, right?
Mhm.
But it was my pride
Yeah.
that I had to just drop that and say, listen, I need help. And then also I had to be transparent.
Mm.
I had to be transparent with my bad spending habits,
Mm.
my relationship with money and what I thought about money. I had to be just very transparent. And that was huge for me because I grew up in a home that said, what goes on in your house stays in your house. You don't tell people, you don't do any of that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so for me, it was like, I'm telling a complete stranger what's going on with me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I was suffocating.
Okay.
And what I like about working with Tony was that she walked me through that process because it was hard. Oh my God, it was hard. We're talking almost evicted, like an inch from being evicted, and having this huge debt over your head, and not including large car payments and making less money.
Yes.
All of this has been done with making less than $40,000 a year.
Mm.
But just being married to the process, being accountable and transparent.
Okay.
And once I let those 2 things go, it's like all heaven opened up for me to be able to even be right here to say, let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing. And I'm still learning. I'm not completely perfect with this process. And that's the beauty of it. So I would say that when I started this, or really started looking back on last year, and just remember we were going through a pandemic, everything was taking place,
Yes.
but I actually followed my credit score through Bank of America. And when I was talking to Tony one day, I looked and I said, Tony, last year, this time in February, my credit score was 545. 545.
545.
And then a
And what
year
was your
later,
goal? What was your goal? What
my,
had you set back then that you wanted your goal to be?
my goal was 700. It was something about the 700. And I think it's because I saw this commercial one day and the woman went into the bank and the banker said, what can we do for you? And she said, no. What can you do for me? And she was just like all excited because her credit score was over 700 and she was dancing at the table and that type of thing. I mean, it was just really exciting. So I wanted that liberating feeling again because I had it before. It was so many years ago, but I wanted to really feel that. So my goal was 700. If I could get to 7, I was going to be excited.
Mhm.
And so a couple of days ago it was about a week ago when I checked my credit score, my score was like 699. So that means that it went 144 points within a year. I have paid my bills consistently every month for a year. And I'm excited because they give you this little boost every month. You have reached your 9th month. You've reached your 10th month. And so just the excitement that comes from that and knowing that I was committed to paying my bills no matter what. One of the things is when you're working in insurance, you find that your insurance is always sky high. And a lot of times when you're in that 500 range, you are not, you're paying more for your rate every month tremendously. And I know when I purchased my car, my insurance was like 290 something dollars.
Mhm.
Well, now I
A
pay
month, a
100,
month.
it was a month, $290, like a month.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
now it is $167.
All from
And
paying
it's
your bills
because,
on time. You have done nothing different. You didn't even
I-
ask them actually. You just gotta open your statement and it was like, this,
exactly.
I'm not paying as much. So again, all of these benefits
Hmm.
happen or come. I mean, again, like you say, you still have goals that you're working on. You still working through the process yourself. But as you start to take each step to right your financial ship, you start to get these little wins. And I want to celebrate these little wins. And I really appreciate you for sharing your in progress journey with us today. So thank you.
Well, thank you for inviting me.